Let's do as much as we can before it stops me. Rags, jugs of cleaners, attachments for power tools. Power tools? His fingers seem to be searching. Uh-oh. My blood ran cold. It's definitely not a penis, I promise you that. Maybe this will be what kills me.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
I thought it was over.
Look at it! Look at it! I want all of you to look at it!
Hello, my loves. I'm Degenerate, and welcome back. You can kill me every time. Strade. As I said, I'm gonna be playing this game non-stop until I finish it. So yeah. We only got one ending yesterday, but that's only because it was our first run. Just wanted to, you know, test the waters, I guess. We're just gonna do the first one we unlocked last time, which was you killed his party. And we also did get the hint as well. So turn a loaned knife on ourselves. We know exactly how to do that. Oh yeah, this is it. Leave it right there. He pressed the point into my leg just a little, then stopped. Really? Of course. I mean, it took a moment to think. I'll give you this knife. Will you cut yourself for me? God. What? I'm not doing that. I can't do that. Okay, I'll do it. Might as well. If he gives me the knife, I could have a chance. Alright, let's see what you can do. Okay. He got up and moved behind me. I stiffened as I felt his knife slip between my wrists. But he only sliced through the tape. Show me. He flipped the knife in his hand and held the handle out to me. Here you go. I took it slowly. My mind was racing. My hands are free, I have the knife. Cut yourself anywhere you like. Let's just obey for right now. We'll go back though. Picture time! I held the knife gingerly and looked down at my bleeding leg. I'll just do it fast. I'm not gonna want you to do that, though. I positioned the knife over my other thigh. I took a deep breath and steadied my shaking hand. I slashed in an exaggerated motion. Let me see? Oh yeah, that's not enough. Yeah, it's like too small. I mean, those are small. The other ones on the other side are small. These little baby ones right here, but that one was too fast. Blood is even coming out. Like, this is definitely not gonna work. I looked down and saw a thin red line blossom. You know, I mean, he still finds it funny, but still. I know it. Like, I'm just too smart. Come on, you know that wasn't a real one. I bit my lip. I knew that wouldn't be good enough. Really? Did you? Because you didn't. Almost like you wanted to do it yourself. I moved the knife back to its original position, then sliced quickly, wincing at the first spark of pain. Oh, see? We're good. We're doing it good. Good. That was good. He's breathing pretty hard. Let's have one more. Try a little deeper. Deeper? Guess it wasn't so hard. I gripped the knife as if to squeeze the life out of it. And I held it point down over my thigh. This is what he wanted, right? Let's get it over with. I plunged the blade into my leg and screamed. That one was pretty good. Look at you. I mean, if I had a mirror, I got you. I can do that. If that's what you want. I said I'd do anything. I shakily pulled the knife from my flesh. A surge of blood followed the blade. You did wonderfully. Let's put you back on the pole. I guess. Wait, what? I watched blood gush from my body. He's going to kill me. He's gonna kill me like this. Slowly. It's gonna hurt. What if... Do it! I moved the blade over my chest, calculating the position of my heart. Oh, are you mad? Fucking... Let me take that. Ow! I swear. Okay. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Wow. Wow. He gripped my wrist and tore the knife out of my hand roughly. You're giving me a heart attack. You? He was shaking. It slowly dawned on me that I was too. Didn't expect that. Guess I can't be handing you a knife anymore, huh? I'm gonna save it right here, but ultimately, we're going back. Stab! A minute is crazy. A whole minute of struggling with this man in front of me. Ugh. I'm not counting either. I wouldn't know. I didn't change the difficulty though. I'm actually like clicking my ass off. You can't hear it because my mouse is quiet. What was my other one though? Yeah. Be loud as fuck. Nigga, come on. Like, how do I know when I've done it? I did it! Yeah! Yeah. My hand slipped through his and the blade slipped between my ribs. Nice! Well, not nice, but like... My body crumpled as his frustrated yelling became meaningless sound. The cold concrete floor was the last thing I felt. Coin! You killed his party! Oh, we can attack him. I felt the weight of the knife in my hand. I adjusted my grip. Solid connection. I have to move fast. I need to get my legs beneath me. I shifted my stiff legs from sitting to crouching. I demanded speed, and they seemed to scream in protest. I locked my eyes on my target. He saw me change position, yet he didn't move. He's ready too. We're both ready. A warning flashed in my head. I ignored it and lunged. Yikes, his weight was crushing me. Not even in front of me anymore, he's behind me now. He sidestepped my lunge and forced me to the ground before I could properly register my failure. Of course he was expecting it. My arm was wrenched behind my back, so hard that I dropped the knife. I had a feeling he would try that. His face was right next to my ear. But you're too slow. You're too slow! Not a very good position to start with. He shoved his weight down through his knee into my back, forcing the air from my lungs with a wheeze. Not a very good position now, either. He screamed as he shoved a finger into one of my knife wounds. He laughed behind me in the same warm way he had in the bar. Yeah. Come on. Let's put you back. His weight finally left my back, and I sucked in a welcome breath of air. I let him drag me back to the pole and bind my wrists again without a struggle. He'd already won. Now where were we? I saw the flash of the knife I dropped. There was no time to react. What the fuck? I thought we were done. Ew! Let's just say no, please don't. Are you scared of it hurting? Scared of the needle? I just don't want you to hurt me anymore. I'm sure you don't. But you know, I am going to hurt you. Bitches or not. If you keep bleeding like that, you won't last. You'll be weak too. And I know you want to fight me. Dickhead? Teasing me? How do you expect to attack me if you can't even lift your arm? He chuckled joyfully. What? Never seen that word ever. So how about it? Last chance. No. Stay away from me. He laughed again. Okay. Let's do something else then. He thoughtfully examined his knife. You can handle a little more, can't you? What? Not expecting this. He moved up close to me, pushing the knife up to my face. He wasn't waiting for a reply. I flinched away from the blade. His free hand clamped around my jaw, holding my head in place. Of course. Open your mouth. No? I'm not. Oh my god. He turned the knife to the side and shoved it through my lips, ignoring my protest. I refused by speaking? You stupid bitch. I could've just been like, instead of opening my mouth. Yo, the knife knocked against my teeth, forcing me to open my mouth wider. The taste of my own coppery blood on the blade made my eyes water. He began to push the tip of the knife further into my mouth. The motion was even, controlled, and incredibly slow. His intense expression betrayed a battle between concentration and excitement. For a moment, I was confused at his glacial pace, until I realized he wasn't going to stop. Panic rose in my chest. He started breathing harder. I understand the game now. This brought him visible satisfaction. I didn't dare try to speak or struggle anymore. The tip pressed further into my mouth. Millimeter by millimeter. Millimeter. The edge began. Millimeter. The edge began to dig into my tongue as the top of the knife pressed into the roof of my mouth. I reflexively swallowed, causing the blade to cut into my flesh. Blood mixed with my saliva, threatened to cause a catastrophic cough or choke. Tears sprang to my eyes as I tried to suppress the urge, all while he kept slipping the knife in further, till the tip touched the back of my throat. The choke I'd been pushing down exploded, tearing my mouth apart. He kept the knife lodged in my throat, almost to the hilt, as I panicked. Blood and spit began to pour out of my mouth, with pathetic sounds I couldn't control. Is it too much? His voice was low and breathy. The distraction helped me calm down and stay still. And so I began to notice that his hand was shaking. His eyes were glistening. What if I just cut your cheek apart? What if? Like a big smile. Hey, Joker. Huh? Tears were pouring down my cheeks now. I tried to shake my head, ignoring the burning pain of the blade. I tried to beg. I pulled against my bonds. Yeah, bonds, yeah. No? His trembling hand holding my chin started to slip. I couldn't tell if it was my blood or his sweat. Ew. Maybe that's too much. Maybe. He quickly pulled the knife straight from my mouth. The look on your face is making me a little crazy. Huh? A little? And you aren't already? A little? He shoved his thumb into my mangled mouth. He pressed down on my tongue, squeezing fresh blood from the wounds. Bite him. Yeah. I bit into him with all the force I could muster. Yeah. Pretend it's a carrot and it'll come right off. He tore his thumb from my mouth and stumbled back with a yelp. I tasted blood, this time maybe not all mine. He took a moment to cradle and examine his thumb before looking back at me. To me. No? To me. I flinched backward, expecting retaliation. But he chuckled. Wild one. You got me good. He seemed to take a moment to even out his breathing. This is good, I was getting too excited. Okay. As he talked, I began to feel dizzy. My adrenaline had gotten me through one more close call. But now that was subsiding. I started to sink into radio static. I collapsed into an aching heap against the pole. I couldn't move or think anymore. I was only vaguely aware of fingers snapping near my head. What about those stitches? Oh. We're still doing that? I couldn't muster the strength to fight, or even answer. Barely keep my eyes open. I'll take that as a yes, please. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna struggle every time, like every night, and see which night that we actually get out. 2, 3, 4. Suddenly one of my hands popped out of the tape. I froze, not quite believing I was free. Yeah. Whoa. I clamped a newly freed hand over my mouth. It worked. My heart started racing. What do I do now? I didn't think I'd get this far. I leaned against the pole and shakily got to my feet, wincing as my stitches protested. Grant? No fucking way. Ooh, cabinets! Ooh, drawers! Oh my god. Oh yes, the fridge. Oh, this door isn't clickable. That's interesting. Can't we fall down the stairs? Did we try that? Oh, well, no. Actually, overwrite that one. That one's good. I like this one. Let's explore this. Oh, we can open that too. Let's do as much as we can before it stops me. Rags, jugs of cleaners, attachments for power tools. Power tools? I desperately swept my hands over the shelves, sorry, hoping for anything useful. I caught on something plastic. I carefully pulled a small card out of the cabinet. It was a driver's license, but it definitely wasn't Strade's. It was a middle-aged looking guy, balding at the top. Yikes. Why? My throat constricted as I realized. This man is probably dead. He's probably down here. It's like me. Does not discriminate. Men and women, guys. I hastily put it back in the cabinet and closed it. Well, obviously, Ren's here. But he's more of a twink. That's a whole separate... And I tried to forget about it. Okay, that's one. Alright, so far, nothing. If I look up one of these times and he's like coming down the stairs, I see his fat ass feet, I'm gonna be so fucking scared. Like, it's gonna terrify me for sure. Let's check this cabinet. I limped over to the cabinet under the sink and opened it. I dug through tape, nails, and screws. I huffed in annoyance. Nothing useful. The nails are not useful? Someone's dumb. Let's go here. Plastic cutlery? Plastic. Bottle opener and a bag of zip ties. Memories of the bar rushed to my head, unbidden. I pushed the drawer closed as if to shut them out. Those aren't going to help me right now. It's gonna scare me every time. Rows of various wrenches. As I was considering their possibility as a weapon, a glint of metal caught my eye. Near the back of the drawer. A knife! So there's a way to get one anyways. I pulled it out as my heart started pounding. Ugh. We're gonna take it this time. We're gonna try to do the eye for an eye. Oh yeah, now we're talking. I gripped the knife and closed the drawer. Okay, stuff you've already explored, it won't open up again. Love that. Door is still unavailable. Rah rah rah. Nothing else? No? Let's just go in the fridge, I guess. I looked around and found a mini fridge. I popped it open and found a single cheap beer and a roast beef sandwich in a plastic bag. Of course it would be beer. Not water in sight. His piss must hurt coming out. Guess I can't be that picky though. No, don't drink that. Don't do this. I can choose. This is my story. Please don't drink that. Just the sight of the food made my stomach rumble viciously. Beer might have been masking it before, but I was starving. Leave it, please? Thank you. My hands were shaking. I closed the fridge and stifled a sob that tried to rise. I can't. 'Cause yeah, we attacked him earlier and then we also bit him. I'm being careful. Imagining him finding out was more than I could take. Alright, what else? I really can't open that? Alright. Well, we have the knife. Can't we go upstairs with the knife? Maybe. I'm gonna go back. What? Save it again? Really quick? Alright, I'm gonna go upstairs and see what happens. Well, no time like the present. We're really weak right now, so honestly, I'd rather come do this again, but with more health as well as sanity. I can't wait around, need to take the fight to him. Creak. I took my first step on the stairs and paused. I gulped and evened out my breathing. I can do this. No, we cannot. I carefully climbed up the stairs gently, slowly. I doubt anyone could hear a creak through that door, but I know someone who can. He's gonna be like, hey buddy, I think they got loose and they're climbing up the stairs? I'm just guessing though. I moved carefully anyway. Soon, too soon, I met the heavy door. I saw a handle and a sliding lock. How would it lock from the inside? I shook my head. That doesn't matter. What? No, actually, that does matter. Why would it lock from the inside? Oh, okay, no, yeah, I got it. I reached for the handle and twisted. Oh! I couldn't breathe. I thought I heard Strade shouting somewhere, yelling over my broken body. I expected another well of swell in the cacophony of pain, but it didn't come. His voice in the suffering it always seemed to carry started to fade. Then I left all the noise behind. Coin! Alright, I got a different ending than normal. Thank you for that. Run out of blood. Okay, there's many ways to get that. Come on now. Load it back. So, we have a knife this time. Wait, what would happen if... No, it'd probably be the same thing. Alright. I flipped the knife over in my hand, and as I started thinking. If I stay down here, he's bound to come back down eventually. I can catch him off guard. But it could be hours, maybe longer. I can't just stand here. I can't fall asleep either. Terrifying ideas surfaced in my mind. What if I call him? I tilted the knife, studying my dark reflection. Why was he shirtless? What the f? Wait a minute. What would make him come down? I tried to remember anything useful from our session. He kept getting excited when I was in pain. That's it. I know what to do. Oh, I could have waited to use the knife instead. I didn't know I was going to initiate it immediately. But you know what? This is fine. This is actually perfect. I found a spot out of view from the staircase to wait. I took a deep breath and recited my lines in my head. Okay. I wiped the sweat off my hands and gripped the handle of the blade. It's now or never. Oh! Oh, woe is me! Poor me, I'm so hurt! It hurts! I laced my voice with as much fear and panic as I could. It wasn't exactly hard. Thumbs upstairs became a sliding deadlock and the creak of a heavy door. Yes! He came bounding down the stairs. I shifted into a fighting stance quickly. It worked better than I expected. He turned the corner and... Uh-oh. He's still shirtless too. My aim was true, but my thrust was halted by his grip. It was suddenly my muscle against his. I put every ounce of my desperation, my will to survive behind my knife. My knife. It's mine now. But the element of surprise was gone, and my condition limited my strength. Yeah, I definitely have to be a lot stronger next time. I'll come back, but it's good to get these deaths out the way so I can get some coins. One pivot, one slip, and I was slammed against the wall. The wind was knocked out of me. Time seemed to slow as I was stunned. The knife was wrestled from my grip. The potential of my realities flipped. For a single endless moment, my ground crumbled, my sky fell. And then the knife plunged into my back. It left and stabbed me twice more before finally being tossed to the floor. Oh no! His body pressed against mine. I tried to move, breathe, gasp, but I couldn't. His hands crept into my body. And clung to my sides. The pressure and his body were soothing me. Smothering, sorry. I tried again and again to take a single breath. The bristles of his stubble pressed against my face. He closed in all around me, suffocating. I lurched with the cough, spilling blood from my mouth. Oh, that's why I can't breathe. Thought you might try something like this. I never wanted it to end like this. Neither did I. He held me tightly. I couldn't do anything to shake him away now. I could feel his heart beating faster and faster as mine slowed down and finally stopped. We were stabbed in the back. My back. Oh, no blood that time? I guess I didn't see it. It was dark. Alright. Time to sleep. Wait, did I do the food already? Okay, I did everything. I didn't eat the food though. That's the difference. We just don't have a lot of strength right now, so honestly, anything past this is going to be death. I returned to the pole and leaned against it with a sigh. I've done all I can. Now I need some rest. Well, I'm not even gonna bother to put ourselves back in the restraints. I don't think it would be possible anyway. It doesn't matter. I sat down until I was in my original position. I considered the discarded duct tape on the floor. I better put this back over my wrists. A plan started to form in my mind. It's loose enough now. I should be able to get out if I need to. I shuffled the knife under my thighs to hide it. I have to wait for the right time, when his guard is down. And then, BAM! Vision of his blood splattered on the floor brought a grin to my tired face. I pulled the loose tape back over my wrists and sat, looking exactly how he left me. Then, finally, I let my head drop. Alrighty. I'm in a box? Is this different? A moving box? Yes, it is. I don't have to skip it to know. Dark shapes of a world outside rushed past me. Like a car, but I wasn't driving. Why am I so tired? Afraid, I mean. Are you ready to live? The car's going too fast. I can't focus. Let me out! You're already out. This isn't a test drive. You're going too fast. There's fire. Hell. You're already burning. Living. Please let me out. Oh. I love you so much. My brother. Ugh. Something was shaking me. Good morning. Maybe I should say good noon. You're sleeping very deeply. My nervous system was awake, but my brain was still catching up. A dull throb in my legs made itself known against my will. I wanted to let you rest, but I couldn't wait any longer. Alright, I'm gonna save every time we can stab him. Honestly. Let's call this the stab page. Yeah. Perfect. Let's do it. I watched him while moving my wrists carefully. I concentrated on moving as little as possible as I slipped one hand from the tape. You're staring. Oh, okay. I gulped as my thoughts raced. It hurts. My fingers crept towards the hilt of the knife. Oh? My hand closed around the handle. Okay. He leaned in closer. Now, Stab him in the neck. My muscles tensed. And I sprung, slashing at him. In one moment, silence became a scream, stillness became motion. And I was thrown to the floor. He jerked back just before the knife could reach him, then slammed me to the ground by my arm. His weight crushed me as I slowly proceeded my failure. Or processed. A knife? His knee moved to my back and pushed the air out of my lungs. Why you say it like that? It could have been multiple ways he could have said that, like, a knife? Like, as if it was a question, but like, there was no question mark. And where did you get that? He pulled the knife out of my grip as I refused to answer. It doesn't matter. His tone sounded flat and resigned. It sent a cold shiver through me. I have to... Uh-oh. His fist thumped down to the floor in front of my face, gripping the hilt of the knife. Ah, brother. He sighed dejectedly as his other hand gripped me painfully by the neck and pulled me forward. Up and over the blade of the knife. No, wait! His hand moved to the back of my head and started pushing it down. I'm sorry! Wait. The point of the knife pushed into the bottom of my chin. I screamed and tried to push back in vain. It easily drove through the soft flesh beneath my jaw. My head was being forced down, and the blade slowly pushed up through my tongue into my mouth. Great. My scream became gargled as my mouth filled with blood. And still, the knife drove up higher, until death. Your plan went to your head. I love it. Alright, let's do the not picking. Maybe he'll do both if I don't pick. No? Okay. I thought I could, like, be like, penis, you know? I was trying to go down. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, sorry. Nothing? But you would like to have a little control. But I was wrong, wasn't I? You don't want any control. I'm not playing your stupid fucking game. You both know you're going to hurt me all you want. And kill me. Stop fucking with me and just do it. Yep. Let's try it. Well, remember. Yeah. It does happen every time. Okay. Okay. I'll use both. We got it! I'll use both then. Wait! I choose the hammer. Wait! I choose the drill. Nah, we're gonna let it happen. Let's start with the drill. He held it in front of me and pulled the trigger, demonstrating its power. Oh, well, this is different now, so I can't really. I flinched, but he barely noticed. I've given your legs a lot of attention. Maybe it's time. He aimed the point of the drill at me. I watched the metal bit hover over various parts of my body. I don't have a lot of health. We're probably gonna die here again. I was paralyzed, barely willing to breathe. He taped my arm. With the drill. It's time to play with your arm. Do I have this picture? Okay, he pressed the blunt, motionless tip into my bicep with bruising force. Are you ready? At the next moment, noise and pain exploded like a bomb in my mind. Blood splattered my face as the bit shredded the skin and muscle of my bicep. My scream outlasted the whir of the drill. As that died too, I realized that he had also been yelling at me. Oh, yelling with me. Yelling at me would be like crazy work. He was trembling with excitement, and I could feel it through the metal deep in my arm. More. He pulled out the bit and pressed the blade tip to my skin just a bit lower on my arm. Stop! You violated the law. You had a chance to control this. He He reached out to caress my cheek with his free hand. I jerked my face away, trying to escape his touch. We were too scared, and now you have to deal with the consequences of that. I pulled the trigger. No, he pulled the trigger. I wish I could pull the trigger. He has a gun. Hopefully that, like, comes into play here. Because at some point in Boyfriend Death 2, Ren uses a gun. So clearly he has one. He pulled the trigger and I was again enveloped in total agony. I couldn't stop from thrashing like an animal, even though all I did was make the damage worse. Finally, the drill died down. As soon as I stopped screaming, I was racked with a sob. I don't think we're gonna survive to the hammer. I doubt it. My arm was throbbing so painfully, it felt like my fingertips were broken. I watched in horror as the drill bit slid out of my body and released a well of blood. I never quite got to the bone. Oh my gosh. I couldn't seem to make sense of his words. I tried to put together the sounds in my head, like an impossible puzzle. Let's switch gears. I watched him thrust a clenched fist in front of me. It opened and revealed nails. I wanted to beg, to scream, but I couldn't seem to put my own words together. All that came out was a garbled mess of panic. He plucked a nail from the group. Then he held it over my bleeding arm. The bulging, swollen mess of my bicep flinched, but my bound wrists kept it firmly in place. No. He teased the edge of my frayed skin and pushed the tip of the nail into the wound slowly. His entire body moved against me as he pushed the nail in, bit by bit. By the sound of his shuddering breath, it was taking all of his effort to maintain control of himself. I didn't bother trying to hold my own reactions back anymore. I moaned and cried out as he pushed the nail deeper, until the nail hit resistance, my bone, I assumed, in a haze of terror. Alright, was that the hammer? I looked in his eyes, then saw him raising the hammer with his other hand. I froze. It was as if the ground opened underneath to swallow me. The muscles in his arm flexed. The hammer came crashing down. It was like a firework exploded in my arm. I shrieked until my throat was raw. A kaleidoscope of fear and anger and thoughts I didn't even understand assaulted my consciousness. Come on, that was just one. Oh god, there's no way that we actually get an option to do this. I mean, more coins for me. Yup. Thank you for that. Bam. Just one. Just one. Oh, it's not even in yet? He revealed another nail. My thoughts became nothing more than shattered glass. Shards filling my head and my veins as he leisurely pushed the second nail into the other bloody hole. Again, the hammer rose, smeared with my blood. And again, it smashed the nail into my body, driving two halves of my bone apart. I couldn't separate the noise in my head from the noise I was hearing or making anymore. All of my senses reported a miasma of suffering. My brain had given up on sorting any of it. Running around? What? An alarm was going off in my head. He said something. Huh? I said I can't let you be running around. I know you've got... What? I know you've been good on that pole, but just in case. I still didn't understand what he was saying. I'm not running around. Not even... He was holding the drill again. It was a screw mixed with my nails. Okay. And he turned the drill and changed the bit with a strange, effortless grace. I wondered if he was really moving like that, or if I was just going insane. He moved back and positioned the screw over my kneecap. Fun. It finally clicked for me. He doesn't want me to be able to walk. So if you were to pick hammer, like when he first gives you the choice, he still ends up doing something to your legs. How the fuck do we get out of like that specific thing? Probably being flirty and all. My soda tastes so much better now because you're here. Like, ugh. He studied the screw and pushed the point into my skin. I simply watched him. Some part of me that should be screaming seemed to have broken. He clicked the tip of the drill bit into the screw. Oh my gosh. It's so low. We're gonna die! We're gonna die. My scream filled the basement as he pulled the trigger. My finger, yikes! The screw immediately tore apart my cartilage and wrenched my kneecap apart in ways it was never supposed to move. I tasted blood. I coughed and choked on my own scream, trying not to throw up. My throat was being torn apart too. I fell forward, my dead weight straining against my bonds. Oh no. Are you all out of jam, buddy? His voice sounded like it was far away. Like I was slipping under the surface of rising water. Uh-oh. I felt him, close again, straddling me. His hands crept over my skin. Come on, stay awake. He started feeling me, lower and lower, until he was cupping my ass and pulling me closer. His fingers seemed to be searching. Uh-oh. My blood ran cold. It's definitely not a penis, I promise you that. What's this? A knife. Oh god. The knife. He pushed my thigh out of the way and dragged the blade from under me. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love this. I'm so happy to have to explain why I have a knife. I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna do anything. I was there when I got here. Stay silent. Stay silent, bro. That one's pretty fucking funny. Shit. I'm sorry I wasn't gonna do anything. I wasn't, because every time it happened, I fucking failed. No more knife, I guess. I stammered out apologies and curled in on myself as much as I could. He withdrew the knife and flipped it into his grip. So you were wandering around. Which means... brother. He leaned in, reached behind me and easily pulled off the loose tape around my wrist. You could have attacked me. I clenched my jaw, but you didn't. But you didn't! Not even when I used the drill. Well, I didn't. I definitely didn't. You had a knife, but you were too scared to use it. How interesting. Green. Suddenly, he grabbed my shoulders and shoved me to the floor. I hissed in pain as the nails still lodged in my flesh were squeezed. His hand pushed my face into the concrete. Getting loose and finding a knife when you're all alone? But you can't use it when I'm here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances where I did it. So, I don't know what you're talking about. I could feel his chuckle through his hand. In the next moment, he was pulling my underwear down. And you can't skip it. It's not the same. Okay. Yo, you can't make this shit up. My blood level is low. What more? I'm thirsty. He snapped his fingers in front of me and sighed at my lack of responsiveness. Maybe that was a little too much. But you were so... what's the word? He made a strange sound like he was holding back some animal noise instead. You were perfect. Okay, we're getting into the yellows now. He gripped the head of the nail lodged in my arm. The way you scream makes me feel crazy. Okay. I winced as he yanked the nail out and tossed it aside. It was nowhere near the pain I just endured. I was already well past my limit. His fingers closed around the second nail. I'm glad you couldn't choose. Okay. He pulled the other nail out just as quickly. It was more fun anyway. He finally backed off and hovered over the screw. I could imagine what was coming, so I tensed up with the tiny shred of energy I had left. He wedged his fingers between the head of the screw and the bloody skin underneath, then wrenched it out with a grunt. It was like a lightning strike through my leg, but I couldn't seem to scream anymore. He sighed with contentment. You really are something special. Thank you. I felt like a discarded heap of torn up nerve endings and meat. I almost forgot to clean you up. He walked away, doing something with the cabinets I couldn't be bothered to watch. Eventually, he returned with the medical pack I saw last time. You won't need any stitches this time. Oh, your holes are tiny. He laughed lightly, but I couldn't see what was funny. He took his time with a warm, wet cloth, cleaning my bleeding wounds. The pressure just aggravated the injuries. Injuries? Yes. But something about the cloth was slightly relaxing. And he wrapped the holes in clean white bandages. I wondered for a moment why he even bothers. I'm going to die down here anyway. There. I don't want you to have infections. I want you to be fresh and awake for me. My heart pounded for a moment as I frantically wondered if he could read my mind. I'll let you rest. I let out an involuntary sigh and closed my eyes. Good night. I heard him walk up the stairs and close the door. I was finally alone. I groaned and forced myself to stay awake. I have to do something. I have to find some way out of here. I won't last much longer. My body wouldn't answer my desperation of my mind. I couldn't even seem to keep my head up. I sighed and surrendered to sleep. Alright. Hey. Alright guys, we're gonna try to explore all the Ren options now. This is the Ren segment of the video. Alright, all these stabs were useless. But there's going to be one that works, I promise you. I'm Beastkin. And yes, the ears and tail are real. You really have more important shit to be worried about. I watched his ears and tail move in the darkness. I must be dreaming. My name is Ren. I opened my mouth to reply, but he quickly cut me off. And you're D, I know. He talks about you. Not a lot anymore, I guess. He? Strade appeared in my mind like a lightning strike. I knew then, without a doubt, I was awake. 1,000 questions exploded in my head. One rose to the top and fell out of my mouth before I could organize them. You help me? I can't. Look, it's not like I don't want to, okay? I want you to last a long time. Considering these bars here, I'm going to be gone. In the morning. As long as you're alive, he'll leave me. He doesn't know I'm here. I'm not supposed to be down here. What happens if he finds out you're down here? That better not be a threat. Because you know, he'd fuck us both up. Why not? Look at me! Look at me! My bar's so low. I gulped. Something in his tone made it clear that he was not exaggerating in the slightest. You see this collar? It's a shock collar. And he always has the remote for it. If I do anything wrong, or if I step outside the house, it'll electrocute me. How do you even... He probably made it. Took a moment to process the onslaught of new information. You can't do anything. Now you're getting it. But then why even come down here? Did you end up like this? Why does he do this? We did that one already. Let's do that one. If you know you can't help me and it's this big risk, why? It's been months. Has I been able to talk to anyone else? I see. I tried to calm the storm in my head. I don't think he's dangerous, but I don't think he can save me either. Well, we have a knife. We can totally do this conversation again and see if he'll, like, change his mind about helping. Anyway, I have to go. I pushed this too far already. Please don't leave me. Will you be okay? I was not there before. So... Wait, can't you untie me? Can't you? Let's try to get the knife to happen though first, since it might be the easiest. Never mind. I'm sorry. I really have to go now. Okay. He turned and left, moving deftly to the stairs. Oh, he didn't show me where the pills were. That's fine. There's this thing called loading. Oh, I probably should have started at the beginning of the conversation. Sorry about that. Alright, Pookie Bear. Are you real? We're gonna exhaust all the options here. I kept blinking as if he might disappear. Are you okay? I guess he really messed you up already. I'm real. My name is Ren. Just try to relax if you can. If you go crazy, he'll finish you off. Oh, he always does. E? Yep, we know. So you're not with him? With? He sighed for a moment before answering me. No, I'm not with him. Collar. But then why even come down here? How did you end up like this? Yeah, let's go down the list. Like, here? Probably a lot like you. I was at a bar and he took me home. He tied me to that pole and... It's okay, you don't need to stay. Oh, say. I don't know why I would have said stay. That's stupid. I know what he does. Right. Well, I guess he liked me? That should be a question. Maybe it's my stupid ears or whatever. Maybe. But one day he said he didn't want to kill me anymore. And then he put this collar on me. And here I am. I see. I tried to calm the storm in my head. Thank you. Leave me here. Michael! We did that already. Well, could we try it again? Damn. Oh, wait. Roll it back. Roll it back. Will you be okay? Me? You're the one tied to the pole. Don't worry about me. I've been here for months. I know how to survive. Just worry about yourself. I'll find some way to get us out of here. Good luck with that. Anyway, I really have to go now. Okay, that might have initiated something like that. Like, you know? Aren't you scared that he'll kill you? I'm always scared that he'll kill me. He loses control all the time. I don't know. Just wanted to talk to someone else for once. I see. On the storm. Oh, okay. Why does he do it then? Thank you. That was the only one we didn't do. And then there's also nod. Stay alive as long as you can. I really have to go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, we were like... I screamed wordlessly at the ceiling over and over until I heard him come down the stairs. I felt myself twitching. My skin was crawling. The constant pain and lack of sleep was overwhelming me. I twisted my body. What's wrong, buddy? I couldn't seem to control myself. I ground my teeth together. The noise in my head and the pain. Always the pain. What? I answered him in a choked wail. Just fucking kill me already. Whatever frayed thread had been holding me together had finally broken. Oi. My gosh. I banged my head into the pole behind me and screamed. I'll do it myself. Oh yeah, he took my knife. How about that? I started slamming my head repeatedly. His hand shot out and grabbed my head. Stop! You're being weird. I twisted and yelled in his grasp. Sorry. Stop it! He gripped my head tightly. My ears were ringing. I started laughing in his face. I wanted more. I can't keep you like this. He sighed while holding me still. I have something for you. It'll make you feel better. As soon as he let go, I started banging my head on the pole again. He stood up and dug through a cabinet. Stop banging. There. Oh. He returned and grabbed my head, holding up a tiny syringe. Before I could even register what was happening, he stabbed it in and pushed the contents into my veins. The fuck? What is his? Go to sleep. It's just to calm you down. Relax. The screaming, grinding glass in my head started to turn to fog. My muscles slacked. I don't like using that. His words blended into the gray nothingness. I felt something petting my head. When you wake up, we'll finish this. Just like you wanted. Okay. Brother. You've got to be joking. The world started to come back to focus. I didn't feel like I'd been sleeping, but I certainly wasn't awake either. The air was warm. I spent the next several minutes trying to regain control of my body. And looking for him. I couldn't see him. I tried to shake my head. Why is it so warm? My head hurts. I groaned. What the fuck is this? Look at this fucking... Does it hurt? Does it? I jerked upright and tried to see behind me, where his voice came from. You're looking more awake at least. His voice sounded strange, like it was inside a bucket. I heard his footsteps get closer to me. How's your head? Haven't had any complaints yet. Ugh. Hurts. I bet it does. Do you remember why? I tried to peer through the clearing fog in my head. Mind. I remembered all the things he'd been doing to me down here. The panic, fear, getting worse and worse until... Oh. I hit my head. That's right. You were hitting your own head. I was telling our audience about it, but some of them didn't believe me. Audience. You're being watched. Really? Very excited to see you die. All the fear and panic, the broken glass in my brain, came back in a flood. His hands gripped my shoulders. No, wait. I don't really want to die. I just... He grunted and pulled me upwards against the pole, pulling me to my shaking feet. That's better. Wow. I don't want to die. Now we don't. We need to make up our mind. It's too late for that now. Yeah, the people have been waiting. My kiln is pretty heated. Oh, it's preheated. Kiln? What is that? I twisted again, trying to see. Sweat began to gather on my forehead. You said kiln. Is that why it's hot in here? What the f is that? Is it big? Like, is it a big thing? What? What? Are you gonna put me in an oven? I'm gonna get cooked. I'm cooked, literally. Oh my gosh. You seem pretty awake now. So let's get started. I heard a metallic creak and a scrape. Oh my god, it's just a hot stick. Then he finally emerged in my view. Tears sprang to my eyes and terror exploded in my chest. The metal rod in his hands was glowing. No. You gonna poke me? Please. He held it near my skin, demonstrating the heat pulsing off of it. Oh my god. Then finally, he pressed it to my chest. I screamed until I was hoarse. When the rod left my skin, I watched ashes fall away. I shook and my knees collapsed under me. Stand up. Like, the rod was thrust towards my knees. I sprang back to my feet, trying to escape it. Please. Please. I was sobbing now. He pressed the hot tip against the inside of my thigh and I screamed again. As I started to collapse from pain again, he repeated the action. I lost track of how many times he burned me, stopping only to check on the laptop once in a while. Eventually my screams started to weaken. Oof. The floor. I slid slowly down the pole, willing my legs to hold me. But they wouldn't. I think it's time to use the long one. That wasn't the long one already? It's like, He left me briefly to retrieve another red-hot iron from the kiln. Oh my god. He walked behind me and wrapped his arm around my neck. I expected him to squeeze the life out of me, but he didn't. He just pulled me firmly back up the pole. I blinked tears from my eyes and focused on the pain. The smell of my burnt skin and fat. My raw and bloody throat that couldn't scream anymore. Then I repeated the words that started this. Just fucking kill me already. He squeezed me slightly in the chokehold. Your wish is my command. He positioned the rod between my legs. He pulled it upwards. My body seized in blinding pain as the molten point drove through my flesh. A raspy, broken excuse of a scream escaped my ruined body. He pulled harder and harder, forcing the burning instrument through my body. The point made it past my ribs before I finally blacked out. I never saw him hold my... Are you serious? I just became a shish kebab. Is that what happened? Are you kidding me? I never saw him hold my dangling, skewered body up for the camera, broadcasting my death to hundreds of glowing screens. You lost your mind? That's all you could describe that as? I just became a shish kebab. Who's gonna eat me now? So every time we run out of sanity, that happens. Can you believe I haven't gotten an eye for an eye yet? Ugh, I don't know. I guess I would have to change what happens in the beginning. Like, a lot, because Ren is not cooperating with me right now. That's also very annoying. That one kind of bothered me a little bit. That's giving, like, Devilman Crybaby. The fucking stakes with the heads on it. But, like, that it's your whole body instead. And he lifted it up. He was able to lift it up. He's that fucking strong. Now we have to kill him. Like, that's a requirement now. Why don't I just... successfully murder Strade. That's the hint. Guys, are you seeing this? Restrain him and escape. How? Fucking zip ties. You can't make this shit up. Open that. You bit off more than you could chew. We can chew stuff? No. It's about that time that we go back to the beginning. That's a dead end. Or actually... Load. I only got that ending because I decided to shake up my hands like an idiot. Okay, nothing really happens if you nod at him. That's why. That's why. So, we're gonna rest. I totally forgot. That one got me so, like, mad that I forgot that I could rest. I closed my eyes and tried to imagine my own bed. None of this is real. Hard metal and concrete cradled my broken body, and eventually I fell asleep. Wow, sleeping gives you a lot of, like, sanity. And then my body was falling apart. Maybe I just didn't have anything left to be afraid with anymore. Oh. You've lasted a long time. His voice cut through the fog of my thoughts. Very happy for this. This is after the hammer. Okay. This is after the hammer. I'm just gonna put it in page 4. Whatever. I didn't even have the energy to groan and reply to his positive energy. But you're not looking so good. Your knee's swelling a lot. Okay. You drove a screw through it. He chuckled quietly. We did get a little wild yesterday. Isn't this just the day with the table saw? He laughed lightly. You make me forget my words. You make me forget words. Okay. Is this it? We could attack him again. This might be the only chance I get. I slammed my elbow into his gut and tried to find solid footing on my own. He grunted in pain behind me. But just as soon as I sensed the spark of hope, he kicked my legs out from under me. Yep. Oh, I thought it was the same one as last time. My body slammed to the ground. A fresh wave of pain exploded from my injuries. I groaned and slid my hands across the floor, trying to get them beneath my shoulders. Uh-oh. This is new. A boot pushed underneath my chest and pried my body upward, flipping me over onto my back. I can't let you make any moves like that, buddy. Okay, we're gonna steal that though. I deserve at least that. His boot returned to my chest and pushed down. I know you're just trying to live. I get it. His weight shifted and the air was forced from my lungs, and I admire it. His foot lifted just enough for a bit of air to make it into my body. Then he slammed back down. I wheezed under his foot. Boot. Same thing. Weakly grasping at him. But I can't let you get away with it. He stomped on my chest much harder than before. You understand, right? I could only writhe under him, completely unable to breathe. His foot left my chest, but the wind was still knocked out of me. He looked at me for a moment. Oh, closer. Then placed his boot over my neck. I struggled to get free, but the pressure was impossible to shake. It was fun, though. Okay. Panic and adrenaline drove my limbs, clawing at his leg. His boot kept pressing down, crushing my trachea. I fought with all the desperation of a doomed animal in a wire trap. My arms fell to the floor, muscles completely bereft of oxygen to drive them. My mouth stayed open in a silent scream. Last thing I felt was the crunch of my broken neck. He left you breathless. Where's that? Right here? Ooh, that's close. Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, let's die again, actually. No, never mind. I was gonna start over again, but let's stay still. I stood up shakily, but his hand never left my arm. It led me to what I thought was a table, but it wasn't. Like, it would be really awesome if you didn't turn it on. I don't know. Try to see it his way. That wasn't there before. Bam. We're doing that one. I stared at the saw and thought about what he said. Like, I cleared my throat. Like someone built it to cut through wood as quickly and cleanly as possible. And nothing else. Very clever. But I asked you how you feel. Does it make you feel safe? No. It doesn't feel good to look at it, does it? Even if I wasn't about to turn it on and push you into it. Okay. We're obviously going to... Oh wait, actually. My last sliver of strength left my body. Without resistance, his arm pushed my head into the saw. I thought I might have heard him yell. Yell like, shit! I didn't mean to. I thought she would fight. I got a splitting headache. Of course, it's right before that. Interesting. Alright. Again. But that was a good one. We're gonna continue with that. Not gonna do that. We're gonna skip this part. And this part. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I tried to answer him, but the sight of my mutilated hand seemed to choke me. Only a broken, weak sob escaped me. Is that all you can manage? Come on. He squeezed my cheek as if he could force words from me like a toy. Give me more. He gripped my chin and waited for me to speak. I couldn't tell. I could tell it wasn't about my reply anymore. He was hungrily soaking me up. Everything about me. I looked in his eyes and endured the humiliation. Alright, let's finish this. Oh, brother. Never mind. Let's go back here and explore this more. I don't know. His palm caressed my head. I guess it's not the best time to ask. Not very good though, right? That could be really awesome if you didn't turn it on. His chuckle was quiet and dark. I feel like you're not listening to me at all. Not very good though, right? That's basically just a different way. We did scared already. Refused to answer. Maybe it's a bit too much. It's a bit much to ask right now. Not very good though. Alright. I'm gonna go back here. Oh, staying still kind of just initiates it. So what is this, day 3? Okay. Yeah, then night 3. Alright. I think we've exhausted everything here, because it just leads to our new hole. What's this? I picked this one. My voice wavered. You want to get to know me, right? So anything you want. You are adorable. We can't stop now. Once your fingers are gone, you're fucked. Because you can't even move too much. Alright, this is a dead end. We've reached our first dead end. Lovely. So we're gonna delete that. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna delete this. That one. And this one. I almost pressed every single one like an idiot. Okay. This run was a little... yeah. You know? But... we're going to redo this. Another playthrough. Psych! Let us begin. We're gonna start off strong with some flirting. He asks, so that we know the context, are you waiting for someone? Yeah, I think I was waiting for you. Oh! Brand new. You're so charming, oh my gosh. I got a bit ahead of myself. Yeah, you did. My name is Strade. What about you? I'm D, nice to meet you. Yep. Being nice as hell. Already in the purple-ish. What is that, indigo? I'm glad you came in here. I was thinking to myself how I wanted someone to talk to. As soon as I recognize lines, I skip. He shifted in his chair, seeming as if he wasn't going to wait for an answer. Alright, I guess let's accept the beer. Really? Thanks! He grinned as he got up. I took a sip of my beer, and he did the same. Since I've never seen you in here before, I assume you weren't on your way to the bar. Skipping. Let me get you another drink? Oh, sure. Sure, why not? Are you sure? I think one is enough. Haha. Are you going to get me drunk? Or are you trying to get me drunk? No thanks, I'm good. I'm gonna have to piss it if he keeps giving me beers. Whatever, I'm gonna keep flirting. Well, I admit I'd love to keep chatting. If it costs me a few beers, then I will happily pay. Well, yeah, he's Mr. Moneybags. He left again, swiftly coming back with a drink. Uh-oh. I wonder if I can have one more. Look, there's space right here. One more coaster. Come on, give me another beer, buddy. He slid it over to me and took another sip of his own. He leaned back for a moment, looking behind me with a whistle. Oh. Really? That's interesting. Is it? I just love machines. Designing, researching, building. It's all very exciting to me. And I suppose I'm lucky too. Yep, we know that. More income means more beers for my new friend. Uh-huh. Look down at my empty beer. Have you really been chatting so long? Let me freshen you up. Thank you very much. Please, I think I've had enough. Let's just say thank you. Or no, I think keep it coming is a little more... Got it. Huh? I said. He left and returned with another glistening mug. I could still hear the rain hammering at the roof of the building. But it didn't bother me like before. I gulped my drink. This really isn't so bad. Time seemed to slip by. An hour passed in a blink as Strade kept bringing me new drinks whenever I ran dry. So we just kept on drinking, not just the three. I found myself listening to him and talking about myself with a sense of ease. Whenever I cracked a joke, he laughed heartedly. As he kept chatting away happily, I leaned in. There's something attractive about him. I guess. I let myself lose track of time. Drowsiness softened my thoughts. I slumped back into my chair. You're starting to look a bit tired, buddy. I yawned in reply. There's this bar, it's making me feel sleepy. You're right. I guess we've been at it for quite a while. As I stood up, the blood seemed to rush out of my head. I steadied myself on the table. Had too much to drink. He laughed warmly. You certainly can't leave like that. Don't worry, I can drive. I squinted at the table. Hey, how about this time I sit in the front, maybe? Like, what? You don't have to tie me up and put me in the trunk. Like, you don't have to be mean. He barely touched his beer. The bar is much quieter now. I really lost track of time. Yeah. His arm wrapped around my shoulders with a smile that seemed to know exactly how attractive I found him. Before I could protest, I was pushed into the sheet of falling water. The sudden splash of cold water on my face wasn't enough to sober me up. I stumbled, and his grip tightened. His firm embrace was the only thing keeping me upright as we walked forward. I cursed myself for drinking so much. This is a little embarrassing. Where are we going? It was hard to see in the rain. Okay. I guess this one makes more sense now. I could feel his laugh. Okay. Alright, we didn't get any of these. We're gonna scream for help.
Help! Help!
This guy kidnapped me. Help! I strained, desperately listening for some kind of evidence that someone could hear me. No. Are those footsteps upstairs? Silence. Okay. You have healthy lungs on you. Anyway. Yipping. Tomorrow. No! Wait. Are you going to kill me? Why threaten him? Beg. Please, I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. Or, if you want something, I don't have much money on me, but... Begging already? We haven't even gotten started yet. Don't worry, just rest for now. Let us keep begging. Please stop. Or we're just getting started. Let's... Wait, what is he doing? Stay still. We have to also conserve our health, so... It's another thing. I saw the heart. I'm not stupid. It literally went up. Yeah. Let's just say... Oh, let's say what? My mind was racing. Why would he do that? Why is he offering? Is this a trick? If you keep bleeding like that, you won't last. You'll be weak too. Or maybe you prefer to be helpless? That less scary? He chuckled jovially. Oh. So how about it? Last chance? Yes. Okay. Take the stitches. I knew you'd agree. Let's get to work. Immediately saying yes gets me more points, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good so far. They're fine, they're perfect. My stab wounds, what did you call me? Let's do that one. And then this one. I lost my train of thought. Why would he call me that? Anyway, we still have one more thing to do. I gasped as his hand dipped between my thighs. There's blood here too. He seemed to enjoy my reaction. I tried not to think too hard about it. There, mostly clean. Mostly? Lean in! His hand was rough but warm. A simple touch, a gentle gesture. I was starving for comfort, and I wasn't about to be picky. I can see why you might be tired after all that. I was a little bit, extreme. Yup. This one is just a barrage of questions, so we're just gonna do don't leave me! Oh? Are you scared to be lonely? I shrank back into the pole. I couldn't stop my outburst, and I barely understood it. Don't worry. Just rest and I'll be back to play with you again. I promise. And he's gone. Oh, he finally turned to walk away as I wallowed in my pain and embarrassment. The stairs creaked as he thumped casually up to the door. Alright, I'm gonna assume this is the start of that night. I knew I wasn't going to like where this was going. But somehow, I was surprisingly glad for the company. First, a couple things. You don't mind if I film, do you? No, you can't film me? Why even ask? What do you mean film? Sure. It's okay? You're so sweet. Thank you. Red orange, that's good. Eat the bar quickly. I immediately went for the bar and took a huge bite. I didn't care how I looked anymore, I was hungry. I barely chewed the first bite before going in for another. I half expected him to tear the bar away. To trick me somehow. But he held it steady and I ravenously wolfed it down. Hungry. I answered his question by yanking a chunk of the bar from his hand with my teeth. You can chew. I won't take it away. Orange. Better colors, guys. I huffed out a breath and slowed down a little. Before I knew it, he was holding a piece too small for me to bite away. Okay. Thanks. The phrase came out reluctantly. Still polite. I can tell that was difficult for you. Uh-huh. Oh, because it was a ... one? Should I do this one? Yup. There it is. That one's better. I choose you letting me go. Please no more. You can do whatever you want. Great. I'm glad that was there. The words were out of my mouth before I could think about them. My cheeks were suddenly on fire. What was that? Have you already gone a bit crazy? It's too early for that. Besides, it won't get you out of making a decision. I really want to know what you pick. I swallowed nervously. He turned to the cabinets and took his time looking at different tools. I couldn't quite see what he was doing, but I heard a click. We know which one he likes, so we're just gonna pick it. Yep. The drill. Good choice. I was secretly hoping you would choose it. Great. I'm left-handed. Really? Wow, just like me. I wasn't lying, by the way. I actually am left-handed. I just decided to pick the, the accurate answer. This time, he chuckled warmly. Yeah. Even with the looming dread of the drill, some part of me was comforted by the conversation. I'll do your other arm then. Who knows if you might need to use it again. Great. Let's relax. Somehow, it made the pain feel slightly better. What, him petting me? Yeah, had a feeling. I ground my teeth. Part of me felt stupid for enjoying it. The rest of me was just willing to accept any tiny relief. No matter where it came from, I know it hurts. There's a bright side to the drill though. Small holes. You won't need any stitches. Groan in pain or cry? Uh-oh. I have a feeling cry is the way to go. I had no walls or reservations left. I broke down and started sobbing. Ah, yes, I forgot that doing that gives me more sanity. Why do I keep forgetting? His rough thumb smeared the mix of blood and tears over my cheek. that's good. Let it out. Let it out. He seemed to be examining my leg, though pain seized most of my attention. Righty. His cheeks, my cheeks flushed. I forgot that I'm, As he touched me, it wasn't even gentle, but I wanted more. You've got blood on your face too. Before I could answer, he raised a wet towel. We know this. Let him work. I moaned softly. That was not there before. We're doing it for sure. As soon as he ran the warm towel over my skin, I melted. I'm a witch! His hand froze in place. What was that? My mind went blank. Did I just... Like, what? Out loud? You like this? I felt my face getting hotter and hotter. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to feel right now. It just feels nice. So you want more? I didn't say that. He dragged the blood-soaked towel down my face and neck. I think you did. He tossed the paper towel and firmly palmed my chest. Great. The quick and rough movement made me gasp in surprise. Obviously this is new. There's no point in skipping. Sometimes sounds say a lot more than words. Right. I felt like loose wires were sparkling in my brain. No, just sparking. What the hell's going on? His hands... Sorry, I gotta prepare myself for the worst. His hands were so rough and warm. Even with my body hurting so much, it began to feel confusing. Can't do much with you on the pole like that, but you were good for me before. Okay. He shuffled closer to me and closed the gap between our bodies. Oh, dang. Oh, but he still would have found out about, like, me getting out of the tape, so it would have been no use. I bet he would have been butthurt, though. I feel it in my bones. His hand slid down my body slowly. He wasn't rough, but he certainly wasn't gentle either. As his hand moved lower, I started to breathe faster. What are you doing? I gulped, embarrassed of the waver in my voice. I feel your heart pounding. His fingers dipped inside the top of my underwear, and I jerked reflexively. Chai? What? His hand was suddenly firmly between my legs, cupping my sensitive flesh. The sudden wave of conflicting feelings paralyzed me. That's a cute reaction. He started to move his fingers gently, and I couldn't stop myself from squirming. I felt like my face was on fire. What the hell is he doing? What? My body was responding in ways I was not ready to deal with. I started trembling slightly. There was so much pain and fear and other things. His whole body was starting to move with his hand against me. His panting in my ear. His hand moving against me so surely. Even the smell of him. I couldn't concentrate. Why? Why? I started panting too much at some point. The pain and terror were all still there, but it was like seeing them from another angle. He moved against me harder now. My will broke with a moan. He let out a huff of amusement. You know, in French, they sometimes call it the little death. What? Wait, what is it? Okay. I wasn't in control anymore. My body bucked against his hand. He squeezed me and I saw sparks. Ah! Every insane sensation I'd been feeling rushed into me like a waterfall. He rubbed me inside my underwear mercilessly as waves of tore through my body. As they finally started to fade, the reality of the situation started coming back into focus. He laughed against me as he slowly withdrew his hand. Oof. Sorry. Jesus. I watched him raise his hand, slick with my essence, to his mouth. He licked it from his fingers. And somehow, irrationally, I felt like he had taken something more important from me. I don't really agree. I stared at him utterly dumbfounded. What? The little death. Doesn't get much more alive than that, I think. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I'm lost. He shrugged casually, as if he hadn't just handed me and licked his fingers. I couldn't decide if he was the insane one or I was. Maybe we're in the same boat? Maybe we both are. Maybe he made me insane like him. I'm starting to like you. A lot. Yep, there it is. With all the tortures I'd endured, somehow his hesitation struck me and twisted my insides. I just wanted him to move, for him to lay his hands on me again. I leaned towards him, caught in some magnetic pull. I imagined him touching me, holding me. Uh-oh. This is the end of the route, by the way. Nothing is past this, I don't believe. He reached out a hand to my face and I immediately melted into it. And then he pulled it away. My breath seemed to follow, pulled out of my mouth and away, leaving me empty. His teeth flashed. He saw right through me. Through my skin, blood, bones. The desperation holding me together. Do you want more? I trembled, not fully wanting to admit what I felt. Y'all. Like, we got the bloody heart. That's one. We could definitely get a peen. Like, I'm telling you. It's possible. But I couldn't lie. I nodded at him. Show me. I could feel my cheeks getting hotter. What did he expect me to say? To do? Before I could think better of it, I let my knees fall to the side. I spread my legs and exposed the last shred of vulnerability I still had agency over. My display had an obvious effect on him. Uh-oh. Come on now. Is this it? Is this it? Was all my work worth it? Not a lot of work, but it's fine. He stood back up and looked down at me. Then he dragged a boot slowly across the floor, as if he was daring me to shut them, to stop him. But I didn't. The jagged thread of his soul finally pressed between my thighs. You're blushing. His voice had a manic edge that I'd heard before. Something deep inside me was trying to warn me about that sound. He put pressure behind his foot and those thoughts were squeezed from my mind. I whined under the pressure, wondering through euphoria if he could feel my heat through his boot. As it had so many times before, pleasure bled into pain. He ground his foot into me as I began to squirm. This guy's hilarious. You want it, don't you? You want me to hurt you. The heel of his boot was crushing me with bruising force. I opened my mouth to answer him, but all that came out was a strained moan. Did I break you? Not yet, I mean. Still got my sanity. With the pain welling up and mixing with my desire, something started to click for me. I remembered every time he hurt me, always bringing me and himself right to the edge. Pain, pleasure, reason. He kept pushing me closer and closer to the fire. To a fire. Whoopsies. Opened my eyes and finally saw the dancing flames in his head. Please? With a cherry on top? My voice froze him. I wasn't begging for mercy this time. Uh-oh. Look at that statement. Shit. The request fell out of me. Out. Yeah. With no pride left to hold them back. He stared down at me as he processed my plea. Uh-oh. The background looks a little freaky deaky. I like that little... whatever that is. The light or whatever? Whatever it is. In the next moment, he was over me, surrounding me, as he slashed the tape holding my wrist together. That was quick. He dragged my limp and willing body across the floor until I was flat on my back. He grabbed my underwear and sloppily cut through it, leaving a deep gash just under my pelvis. My body jerked in response to the burning sting, but he barely noticed. He was too busy frantically undoing his own pants and positioning himself. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, guys. His hands crept up my body, carrying his weight with them. No, his triumph was something else. His fingers slid over my chest. He was looking at me like he had destroyed something magnificent. Uh-oh. Like, what did you expect? His palms settled on my neck. Destruction is too simple. His fingers tightened around me. He was looking at me like he'd built something magnificent. Uh-oh. My panting abruptly stopped as my throat closed between his hands. The fire in my lungs seemed to spread through my limbs. To every stitched cut, bruise, and missing chunk of flesh. It was ecstasy. And death. Once you stare into the sun long enough, you can't see anything else. I stared in his addiction now, his ravenous hunger for light and life. Opened my eyes and body. What the fuck? Love him too much? Green? Go back. And I let him inside. Oh, I was about to say, like, what the fuck? What's past that? Let's see what just the hammer will do. Let's let him get a little closer, though. Bam. 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 Hammer. The hammer. I picked the hammer. Really? The analog option, eh? It's a little more personal, isn't it? He played with the hammer, testing its weight in his hands. Or just hand. No machine, just us. Yeah. Oh. As he leisurely put the drill back behind him, I wondered if I made the right choice. You did. I think the drill is worse. I think. I know. He could do anything with that hammer. He could kill me. He could have killed you with the fucking the drill. He crouched down in front of me, holding the hammer. It's more... what's the word? Close, no? Intimate. It's more intimate. I kept my mouth shut. I wasn't too thrilled with what he was saying, but I definitely preferred him talking to whatever he planned to do with that hammer. I gave your legs a lot of attention yesterday. Why don't we start with your arm today? I tried to duck my arm away from him, but as usual, the pole kept me firmly in place. He revealed a small handful of nails before positioning one over the meat of my bicep. Part of me prayed he was joking. Do I have this picture already? Yeah, I do. Sorry. Oops. I don't know. I remember when like art of him first came out for this specific game and nobody liked it because he was fat. Yo, did you see what he looked like before? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't terrible for, you know, when it was made. But it's like, nigga had no meat on his bones. I don't know. He looked like a skeleton. I don't know. I'm actually very okay with this. This stomach right here, I'm fine with it. Stomachs are nice. I don't know. Those people who don't like it, you're missing out. Like, I bet they're like the same people who like, what's his name? Oh my god, you barely see him in The Price of Flesh. I forgot his name. Mason. That's his name. His name is Mason. He's a big Buddha belly too. No, you guys are missing out. That's basically the moral of the story is you're missing out. Sorry for the tangent, but I had to express my opinion. I think he looks completely fine and normal for the, you know, the improved art style. That's all I'm saying. Even as he raised the hammer, even as the stitches in my leg throbbed. I have a lot of health though, so we should be good. Maybe if they're probably gonna ask us if we want to patch ourselves or whatever. The hammer crashes down, driving the nail into my skin and shattering my desperate doubt. The shock and force of the impact were so strong I didn't make a sound. But my silence wouldn't last. Another blow drove the nail deeper. This time I bit down on a scream. I couldn't stop myself from looking down at it. The nail was barely sticking out. It was almost entirely inside me. Well, he revealed another nail. I groaned in protest, unable to form my thoughts into words. He aimed it beside the first one and positioned to the hammer. Bro, right next to it? Why? How do you feel? The punching force and pain shook my body like a wave. He moved with perfect sureness and precision. Like a well-oiled machine. Oiled up? Do you regret picking the hammer? My thought became a scream as another ruthless blow drove the nail deep into my arm. He laughed. He seemed to enjoy my inability to talk. I slumped against the pole as pain kept washing over me. Some tiny part of me was relieved. I didn't want to answer him anyway. And you see that it's not going down too much. This is the safer option. His hand kept producing nails, and his hammer kept driving them in. Again, and again, until he took one last nail from his palm. Except it wasn't a nail. Looks like I made a mistake. Oh my god. My body physically had a reaction to that. Screws are not meant to be hammered. I know. I put up shelves. This is like... oh my gosh. Because it's probably gonna like... oh my god. Just thinking about it. From my experience, obviously not doing this. Putting up my shelves, I had to hammer in the screws. Biggest mistake of my life. And every time I did it, it would like... it would go in. Like, this is the wall. This is the screw. It would go in, but then it would like... it's awful. I'm just mentally preparing myself. 1 second. He held it up to me. A screw. A thick metal screw. He held the screw's point up to my arm. Then he dragged it over my skin in slow, lazy circles. Even the gentle touch felt like fire on my abused arm. So, where should I put this? Please no. Why don't you shove it up your ass? I like that one. Please? No. Just stop. Wherever you want. Why don't you shove it up your ass and ignore him? Let's just say just stop. Because I feel like you're kind of cheating at this point. I picked the hammer, so just do nails. I guess not though. Just stop. But we were just getting started. I thrashed against his touch, but all it did was agitate the nails lodged in my body. Blood started running down my arm. Oh, I got an idea. I lifted the screw away, okay, and placed it over my knee instead. I should make sure you can't run. Okay, he does this every time. How do you avoid, like... Well, I guess maybe the screw won't be too bad? This is called wishful thinking. Just in case. The thought made my stomach lurch. I squirmed, moving my knee away, until he grabbed it roughly and moved his own knees to cage it in place. No! He held the screw over my kneecap like a nail and readied the hammer. Stop. Don't! It's not gonna go in. Unless he does it really hard. And I think he's gonna do it really hard. Dodge, relax, or stop looking. Oh, that could save me some sanity. That one's good. This is something to think about. Is it possible? Is it actually possible to dodge? Let's dodge. Every muscle in my body strained, trying to get my knee away. Ah! The force of his hammer blow drove the screw to messily tear my knee apart. My scream came out like a howl at the ceiling. I didn't hear him panting or see him raise the hammer. Oh god. I just felt my knee shatter under the second blow. I didn't think it would go in. Oh my god. But where there's a will, there's a way, right? Oh my god. A third one? The third blow wedged the screw fully into my body. My screams and garbled protests were all blurring together. My entire leg throbbed, and my knee, just one, was already starting to swell. I feel like there's a way to avoid that specific action. And I'm fucking this up. I was nice to him, and I'm still being met with, just in case you try to run away. I was mean to him, and it was just in case you decide to run away. Like, what more do you want from me? I just want my knee. He finally put the hammer down and put his hands on my leg around my knee. I groaned as he rubbed his hands around the injury. It's kind of funny like that. Like you have a battery terminal. His hands froze. Oh. As he stood up, I began to panic. No, wait! You already... I could hardly think. My entire body was already in so much pain. As I watched him go through his cabinets again, I wondered if I would even survive this. I think we're still pretty high up. I mean, maybe this will be what kills me.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
I thought it was over. He returned triumphantly, holding a box and cables. This is a little experiment of mine. Our battery doesn't have enough voltage to hurt you much. Normally. But I made a few changes to this one. Oh. He knelt down and taped the screw sticking out of my knee, sending out a new shockwave of pain. Only one terminal. I looked down at myself. My bleeding, broken heap of a body. We'll have to be creative. I bit down on a whimper as he shoved the clamp into the stitches. From my first night and closed my... Oh my gosh. Closed the teeth on my flesh. I thought it was gonna be on the nails. He attached the cables to the battery while humming a sickeningly cheerful tune. I was sure I couldn't take anymore, but I knew by now I had no choice. He raised the other clamp and closed its jaw over the screw, sticking out from between my bones. So wait, he's gonna do both the stitches and the screws? Wait, just the one screw? Wait, let me go back. Okay, he attached it to the stitches and the screw. Just the change of pressure had me clenching my teeth. Are you excited? He turned the knob as he spoke. The screw began to feel hot. What? He twisted the knob, and the heat became a molten blade driven through the cartilage of my kneecap. Bro, I couldn't hold it anymore. I screamed as my leg began to seize. The fire spread and my veins filled with battery acid. My scream cut off abruptly. I couldn't move anymore. I just sat motionless as the metal lodged in my body, boiled my blood. Oh, what? What did I do to deserve this? And then everything stopped. For one blissful moment, I felt absolutely nothing. No more pain, no more time, no more heartbeat. So something punched me in the chest? God damn! Again? And again? His face. He leaned back and pushed on my chest again. Oh my gosh, yo, this guy is crazy as f. Nigga killed me and brought me back. He brought me back. This is like Thor versus Kratos. I can't. Ah, brother. My mangled body sucked in a breath of air and started coughing, all without my consent. There you go. My chest, my whole body was hurting. Even the light hurt. Suddenly his lips were fervently crashing into mine. What? The mix— what? What? The mix of his overwhelming excitement and my lack of air made me feel drugged. I think he really died there for a minute. I did. I technically should get a coin. Did he just kiss me? Did I imagine that? My lips were tingling. I'm so glad you came back. You're fucking kidding me. Oh my god. I know I couldn't help it. He just looked so good, I went too far. I heard him speaking, but I wasn't really listening. I couldn't seem to put the words together. Lean you up? What? Oh, clean me up. Okay. My head and limbs— get out. Oh my god, there's more. There's more! My head and limbs felt like they were made of lead. Even the pain— yeah, even the pain felt further away somehow. Oh my god. I watched him pull a nail slowly from my skin. The screw one is gonna hurt like fuck. I viewed my skin and blood clinging to the nail with all the interest of watching a bug crawl across pavement. He pulled the rest out as my head dropped to my chest, until his fingers closed over the head of the screw. Oh my god, I could just barely make out my knee now. And the colors suggested charring along with all the trauma. This one might hurt. I watched passionately, sorry, as he pulled the metal from burnt flesh. It didn't hurt at all. Seriously? It's more damage than I expected. Everything seemed further and further away. You definitely won't be walking on this anytime soon. I felt like I was under a layer of cloth. Or maybe sinking underwater. I'd love to. Let me see some Lawrence real quick. The last thing I saw was bandages being wrapped around my leg. Wake the fuck up. Is this the next night? 'Cause wow. It's still the day. We're still in the daytime. I sighed and surrendered to sleep. Oh. Ah! Why did that scare me? I thought he wasn't gonna pop up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What? Sorry. I'm just really frustrated right now. Who are you? Let's do that one. Like really? Are you like me? Why even come down here? How'd you end up like this? Hey, he gives it to me. What? His touch lingered for a split second, longer than I expected. Or had I imagined that? It was difficult to swallow with my dry mouth, but I eventually managed. Okay. Please don't leave me here. Like, well, actually, I want to come back to this. I want to do both of these. Please, phone. Ugh, what is it? I guess it's that important. So with that new information that we just saw, because I was thinking about it on my way to, well, while I was doing what I had to do. He clearly, there's something now. There's something there. So I feel like maybe one of these is gonna do something. Can I hope and pray? Maybe. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright. I'm gonna pick one of these two, obviously. But I'm gonna do the untie first. What? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Fine, he says. My heart leapt in my chest. I felt him wedge his fingers in the duct tape. Then he flexed, tearing through the tape with his claws. My wrist hurt from the pressure for a second. But then they were free. I rubbed my wrists and looked up at him. Thank you, oh my gosh. You did that yourself, okay? Oh, okay. I didn't breathe a word about it. Oh, I won't. Sorry. I won't breathe a word about it. Good. I really have to go now. Yes. Ah! He turned and left, moving. Yeah. I sat alone for a moment. And I pulled my hands from the loosened duct tape and rubbed my wrists. That was beautiful. Let's go back for like 1 second. I want to see what he would do if I said, don't leave me. Please don't leave me here. I'm sorry. No, please no. Okay. So nothing. What? The door. I limped to the door on my right. Never seen it used. I know the stairs are how I got in, so it's probably not going to help me escape, but I turned the handle half expecting it to be locked, but it clicked open. Wow. Go back. So in this one, we're able to fucking... No, yeah, keep that. That's the main one. I'm gonna come back to that. Go in here. It's so dark in here. I fumbled for a light switch for a moment before finding it. Look at this nigga, bro. Jesus fuck. Like, ugh. That's a little better. Computer desk and a very well-used couch. I walked into the room and the door closed behind me. In a moment of panic, I hurriedly examined the door. It was just a simple drop latch lock on the inside with me. I sighed in relief. I turned my attention back into the room. Aside from the old couch, there were piles of filming equipment and, of course, the computer desk. A computer. I moved as quickly as my injured legs would allow and sat in the desk chair. I tapped at the keyboard, willing the computer to wake up. Come on. Ooh. There. My heart dropped at the sight of a login screen. Please. I looked around myself, hoping for a password written on paper, but there was nothing. Why am I so unlucky? I dropped my head to the desk. Of course you wouldn't be that stupid. And I guess I can't connect to the internet and call for help. I sank into the chair in defeat. Guess I'd better go back. I got up and tried to put the computer chair exactly where I found it. Then I opened the latch, stepped back into the basement, and let it close quietly behind me. I swallowed my disappointment. I have to find some other way out of here. Bro, are you serious with that? I stepped over to the drain in the middle of the floor, and I bent down wincing as my knees ached. I pulled the cover off the drain. Take more painkillers. Hide the zip ties in the drain. Thank goodness I went down here. I'm going to get one of the achievements out of the way and take more pills. Take more pills! I withdrew the bottle of painkillers that Ren showed me earlier. It was hard to read the label in the dark, but I eventually made out the words extra strength. It says I should only take one. That's for normal circumstances, though. I've been tortured within an inch of my life. Yep, ibuprofen for breakfast. I shook another pill into my hand and popped it in my mouth. I swallowed it and closed the pill bottle. It should be fine. I put the grate back over the drain. I wasn't done with it, so I stepped over to the thing. Yep. We're gonna hide the zip ties in the drain. I tucked the zip ties into the drain. I have to hand it to Ren. It's a pretty clever hiding spot. Put the grate back over the drain. I guess rest now. I shuffled back to the pole and slipped my wrist back into the loose tape. We're probably gonna die. I think I've done everything I can. I have to bide my time and get some rest. The painkillers I took started to work. I relaxed as the pain of my injuries died down. But a few minutes later, I started feeling sick to my stomach. I squirmed uncomfortably. I should have listened to the label. Eventually, I managed to fall into a fitful sleep. That's all it did? I thought it would do something terrible, like kill me. He stepped behind me and grabbed one of my bound arms. Huh? What's this? This tape is barely on there. I felt him pull it off my wrists. What have you been up to? Nothing, it just got loose by itself. I just wanted to move my arms, that's all. I just wanted to move my arms. Is that true? Yes. Well, it doesn't really matter anyway. God, thank goodness. He gripped my arm and pulled me upwards. I stumbled on stiff and injured legs, but he braced me against his body and held me steady. There you go. Ugh, this part. I loved having you here. I really did like you a lot. But well, I want to be honest with you. I'm skipping. Let us both be honest. What that? Let's say nothing. He leaned close and stared at me. There was something different about his demeanor. D? What's up? The natural warmth I had gotten used to seemed to be seeping out of his words. I didn't answer him. You know, I really thought you'd be more fun than this. When I met you in the bar, I was so sure it was fate. You were so exciting on the outside. Again, he looked at me expectantly. I wasn't about to start giving him what he wants now. I looked him in the eyes and made it clear I wasn't going to respond. He slapped me across the face? Hard. Wow. Was not expecting that. I reeled from the force and surprise, my ears ringing. Okay. After catching my breath, I sat up straight, silently. He leaned in close to me and reached behind me. I'll make you scream. That was actually very interesting. The blade of the knife I never noticed slashed through the tape behind me. He backed away from me. I shifted my weight trying to get up. At the same time, he lifted my heel and slashed just behind it, severing the tendon. Couldn't help but crumble and bite down on a groan of pain. Oh, he's pissed. Whoop! The knife plunged into my upper thigh. Cries of pain built up behind my teeth. He pulled my body under him, with the knife lodged in my leg. I wanted to get to know you. He yanked the bloody knife from my thigh. I tried to push him away, but every attempt was vicious. Lee stopped with the knife. Still, I fought him with my bloodied arms desperately. But I guess I have to find out what's inside by stabbing me. I screamed to the ceiling as he slammed the knife into my sternum and tore me open. Myself. Every expression of pain I'd refused came tearing out of my mouth now. He shoved his hand into my open gut roughly. Okay. My scream turned into a lurch from the feeling of foreign pressure suddenly inside me. Sickening, horrific pulling as he gripped the bloody stuff inside me and yanked it upwards. Looks like it's the same as everyone else. Because that's how bodies work. He laughed bitterly as my cries died in shock. I'm dead already. It's too late for that. My eyes rolled back as I choked on my own organs. And my blood poured out on the floor. My body convulsed until I finally went still and silent. But he's real fucking pissed now. He refused to entertain him. I struggled to breathe. Something weighed down my body. Are you here yet? I struggled under the weight as panic traveled through my nerves. I can't breathe. I thrashed in terror and the sand fell away around me. Are you coming to see me? Will you ask for me? I blinked away the last screens and tried to see where I was. Nothing but darkness and warm sand. I tried to see a horizon, but I couldn't focus. There will be blood here, but not yours. Hello? Who are you? I tried to stand up, but I couldn't seem to get a foothold. Sand kept shifting under me. Please! Exquisite vitality. Sublime profanity. I sank into the softness and screamed. I love you so much. Okay. Okay. Hey! We're gonna do Who Are You? And we're going to do... Oh, sorry, Mo. Oh! There's my choice, guys. I prevailed. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clicking. I'm just clicking and skipping and clicking and skipping and clicking and skipping. That's how it is with this guy. That's how it is. There's two of us. We could take him. And in a fight. I'm not joking. I'm so serious. I'm so... Please take me seriously. I'm not joking. I found a knife in the cabinet and there's zip ties in the other one. What? Your move. Your move, mama. You must be joking. I'm not. I'm not. Please do not. Please. Please. I followed his gaze and looked at my legs. I'm not trying to be mean. Well, you are. You're hurting my fingers a little bit. But you don't look like you can even walk. You could like trip him or something and then I stab him while he's on the floor. Hello? And I can't do anything either? Liar. Do I know you? I'm Ren. Is that weird or something? No, I just like that name. Get out of my face. I love it, really. Uh-huh. Who are you? Ren. I know. I guess he's starting a collection. Okay. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I guess a little recap. I got 2 endings. The refuse to entertain him and the love him too much. So I got the don't react and react too much. So pretty good, I guess. And then I also got Ren to unlock me out of the thing. That's pretty cool. So if you enjoyed this one, even though I didn't really do much, it's fine. I'm still figuring it out. A like would be very much appreciated, and of course subscribe for more. Because honestly, I don't know if the next one's gonna be the last one. Give or take. So maybe. There's just a lot of stuff that I haven't done. With all of that being said, though, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my loves.